Hey guys, welcome to Boxing Squared for boxing news and views from around the internet. Wow, some smoke and mirrors may very well have been in place surrounding Deontay Wilder's return to the ring. I saw Wilder had put out yet another My Return is Near video, something like the third one in the past several weeks. And before I even watched it, I was thinking, right, that's it. I'm going to make a video with the thrust being just fight Stiverne and just get it over with. Get it out of the way. We're sick of hearing about this stuff. But then I watched the clip, and one part for me was very, very telling. And it has changed my whole perspective on the situation. Here is that clip.
Man, people crazy. But anyway, man, I love you guys, and man, I'm sorry for the long layoff, man. It's been crazy. I had a couple of injuries that I had to make sure that healed properly, because I hit like a motherfucking Mack truck. You know what I'm saying? And any fighter step in that ring with me, you better have life insurance because you know what type of party about to go down.
Just take that in for a second. He clearly says injuries have delayed his return. Injuries have delayed his return. No mention of the whole load of shite surrounding his mandatory Berman Stiverne and the troubles trying to get that fight made or indeed bypassed. In a previous video where I mentioned Wilder, I had mused that a benefit by default of this longer than anticipated layoff was that he could probably get his body right, in particular that right hand, which you might remember he mashed to pieces on Chris Ariola's face last year. I also stated, how many times had you actually seen Wilder smashing the heavy bag in recent months, or some of that stuff that really does, put pressure on the sort of the fists. So his admission, and it is that, don't try to deny it, it's an admission, he has been injured. We just didn't know it, or the extent of his injuries. So for several months he has been hiding behind the Stiverne situation while he was recovering. You really got to ask yourself and wonder what is going on here. From the video, at least one of his injuries has to clearly be a hand or an arm. That's given his comments about needing to heal properly because he hits like a Mack truck. But we've literally had no indication he was injured in his February fight. That was when he knocked out Gerald Washington, who was a late stand-in at short notice for Wawrzyk, who popped dirty for Peds. And you might remember the reason that Wawrzyk fight was being made was they were looking to take an easier fight to test that hand against Wawrzyk. So they wanted to test it out, and we weren't all right with that. But it kind of was what it was, and we couldn't do anything about it. That was his first fight back from injuring it. Clearly, we've been in the dark about the extent of Wilder's health. Clearly, his team have been wanting to treat him with kid gloves and get him right. But at the same time, they've been keeping it out of the media's gaze. But why not be upfront? Why not say any of this previously? We were led to believe that Wilder had escaped the Washington fight with little or no damage. I suspect that Wilder, through his video, has inadvertently let the cat out of the injury bag here, as his statement certainly raises more questions than it answers. You've got to wonder about his durability, health-wise. Wilder has had some pretty gruesome and serious injuries in the ring. And now he's alluding to undisclosed injuries needing appropriate time to heal. Just how brittle is this guy? We probably need to start asking more questions about this, specifically more questions about that right hand. Will it ever be the same? Will he be the same? What is actually going on? I hope they actually follow up with a little bit more detail on this, because I think as fans, we've kind of been led down the garden path here. And, for transparency's sake, we deserve some answers. But for his sake, I do hope he heals and heals well. And given the amount of bums on his record, if he takes a loss now to someone outside of the champs, or say Ortiz, then he will be labelled a bum who held the WBC belt hostage. Really, the deception around the injuries, terrible look, and Team Wilder has some explaining to do, which I hope they will do in the coming days. Okay, that's it from me. Hit like and subscribe. I'm out.